right, guys, my new special Live and Alive is streaming now on my YouTube. It dropped Friday, October 24th. Go watch it. Go watch it. I'm proud of it. This is all self-produced. It's free, right from me to you. Share it with everybody you know. Tag me in it, whatever. Go watch this special. Let's get this thing going. I want this one over 1 million views this time. You know what YouTube did last time. Let's show them what's up.
And then they come in and they say, Mr. Sickler, you are lucky to be alive. You have massive pulmonary embolisms. They traveled through your heart. Your heart is swollen twice its size. And we're going to be honest with you, the next 48 hours are touch and go. You're probably going to want to make some calls. And I was like, my phone's dead. I was planning on 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? I came in with it on 66%. I didn't even bother gassing it up. And I knew things were about to get wild when I heard one of the surgeons say, well, Mr. Sickler, you and your phone are about to have a lot in common. I said, oh my God! What kind of bedside manner is that for somebody with Blue Shield Silver? You're talking to me like I got the bronze package right now, and I'm not really feeling it. So back your Kaiser Permanente attitude up and recognize my second-tier status.
The HoneyDew with Ryan Sickler.
Welcome back to the HoneyDew, y'all. We're over here doing it in the Night Pants Studios. I'm Ryan Sickler, starting this one off like I start them all off by saying thank you. Thank you for watching this show. Thank you for supporting anything I do. Go watch my new special. It's up on my YouTube now. I'm really proud of this thing, man. It's wildly different than my last special. This is all about what happened to me and the aftermath of it. And I appreciate all the support already. Thank you, guys. You're the best. If you love this show and you got to have more, then you got to check out the Patreon. It has been $5 a month since day one, and it's not changing. You get audio and video. You get the HoneyDew a day early ad-free at no additional cost. And it is this show with y'all, and y'all have the craziest stories I promise you that you will ever hear. If you're unsure, do the free sample, but you can also go to the free episodes right here on the HoneyDew and watch the best of clips that I do with Josh Wolf and get a sense of exactly what's going on over there for a cup of coffee a month. All right. You know what we do here? We highlight the lowlights, and I always say these are the stories behind the storytellers. And I'm very excited to have this guest back on the HoneyDew. Ladies and gentlemen, Sal Vulcano. Welcome back to the HoneyDew.
We did it, man. We did it. I miss you. How are things?
Great.
You have return guests, obviously, right?
Yeah.
How many? What guest has been on the most? How many times?
That's a great question. I would put Josh Wolf up there because we do some best of episodes on Patreon, but minus that, Joey Diaz.
Okay, right.
Thank you, Kirsten. Joey. We used to do Joey's whole life story, and then once he moved to New York or back to Jersey, we stopped. We were chronicling his life in chapters, and it's one of the most riveting.
He's got a life on him.
Also, as a podcaster, it's really nice to not say a word. You know what I mean? I'm just listening. I'm doing, are you serious? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
But before we get into your stories today, please promote everything you'd like right there.
Yes, I am currently on tour. I'll be touring all the way through 2026. All my dates are on my website, salvulcanocomedy.com. Always adding dates. Right now, there's probably 30 or so put up. There'll be another 50 put up. So check back if you don't see your city. Big dates coming up. November 14th, Chicago Theater. December 27th, New York City, the Beacon. April 12th, the Ryman in Nashville. I'm doing Atlantic City, February 28th, and so on and so on.
Damn, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, Appleton on November 15th. So just check it out. I got a new talk show coming out called Manouche. It's like a talk show pod. You can get that. That'll be out like late fall, early winter. I'm doing that in 10 episode seasons. So I'm shooting out the first 10 now. The concept is like really, really big guests, really, really small talk. And it basically goes in and out of like sketch comedy and interview and stuff. So that's good. And then what else would I tell you? Well, my special's now streaming on HBO Max. It's called Terrified. And season 12 of Jokers is on TBS on Thursdays.
Season 12.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. I mean, do you ever step back and think about that number? You know, if you can get a season 2 on any shit, if you can get a season 1 these days, good for you. Season 2 is 12.
Yeah,
12.
I think about it all the time. It's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I mean, in the statistics of television history, I know Simpsons, obviously, Married with Children. I think, where are you guys in season? I mean,
I don't know.
Many?
I know that South Park has a ton, and I think Sunny has a good amount. But we have over 300 episodes, and we started in 2011, so it's been on the air 14 years.
I mean, people have literally grown up with you.
That's the most surprising thing that like happens. Like right now, I'm getting a lot of younger kids in my shows, late teens, early 20s. These are kids that come up to me and say they found me one of 2 ways. I have like 8 memes on TikTok or whatever, which I never intended, but they're discovering that way. Or been watching you since I'm 4, 5, 6 with my parents, and now I'm their first comedy show they're going to. They have some some money, they can go out and be independent. And I'm getting these kids that like started watching me at 5 years old come now.
I mean, I can't compare to your success at all, but I still have kids come up with the Crab Feast podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I've been listening to you since I'm 9 years old, and I'm like, oh,
isn't it the most
hey, bro, when you're 40
thing?
And I'm in my 70s, hook me up, bro. You're going to be, you know what I mean? Come back and give me some love then. You know what I mean?
Right,
you know what I mean? Let me do you a little solid. It's like, well, I go up for free on you, dude. But also, you guys are the show that now, like, and I know this from all my hospital shit a couple of years ago. You're on in the ER. You're just ambiance.
We got hospitals and prisons on lock. I swear to God.
Every time I'm in the hospital, every time I'm looking up there, Sal, there he is. I'm laying there, clots in my lungs, dying. I'm like, for the Practical Jokers. Oh shit.
Dude, I swear to God, so many people tell me, we watch you all the time in prison. It's always on in prison. Great. And then I also get like everyone telling me that I was in the hospital, like I was laid up in the hospital.
3 weeks.
We hear it all the time.
Non-stop, dude.
I met Michael J. Fox, and he told me that in the worst stint he had in the hospital, that's what he watched. And I was like, oh my God, you talk about the way back. I mean, he's the God. You know,
I talk about anytime anybody asks me about celebrity who's the biggest, I say, look, I've met a lot of people that you would be, I absolutely know who that is, and they know who you are. I said, but the first time I hung out with Sal was years ago at the Vegas Comedy Festival.
Oh,
and I
remember that one? What was that one
this
called?
guy couldn't fucking walk 5 feet.
Yeah,
everyone knew. Sal. Like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, well, Vegas is like that touristy area. Vegas is a hot spot for sure. Yeah. Everyone coming in from all over the country. But yeah, man, it's just resonated with people. It's just crazy, really. You know,
you got me spinning my wheels about the guys in prison, seeing you do these pranks and making me think the shit they're probably doing in prison and getting away with to each other. You know what I mean? Like little shit that they do.
Yeah. I know, right? It's like, it is crazy, like to think about, like that is, a form of their entertainment that they really like enjoy. Like it's
fucking with people. It makes sense for inmates,
but that they're watching me to like pass time and like laugh and things like that. Yeah,
literally pass time.
Exactly, like the most literal sense of the word.
Literally pass time.
Yeah, that's the one. Like the best thing that's ever happened, like the best compliment of the show for me is that it's brought families together. Mm-hmm. And that's what I hear the absolute most. It helped people through hard times, post tragedies, or just rough time. And also that, like, it's the only thing that our whole family can watch together. It's the thing that I shared with my grandma or my dad, or like we don't have a relationship outside of, like, this is the show that's the conduit to us talking or laughing, or that you never anticipate. And that was the most shocking thing to hear. And that's the thing I hear the most. And I think that's the most humbling and like my proudest thing about the show. Yeah.
Well, you're a family man.
I am.
Last time you came, you were about to be.
I was about to be a dad last time I was here. I was always very private with, disclosing that stuff, just because I've been private my whole life. And you know how the internet is. So I want to protect my family, my interests. It's like the last sacred thing. Because I give everything. I play myself on the show. I give everything. And you know how we are on podcasts. We have thousands of hours of us talking about everything under the sun.
And that's the thing I'm conscious about now too. Like, I know I can't lie to my daughter.
Yeah.
About anything.
Right.
Because at some point, if she wants to,
Yeah.
she or her friends could be like, no, I heard your dad say he did marijuana. You know what I mean? Like, God damn it. Yeah.
Dad,
episode 64. He's talking about right here at this time. I'm like, God
not
damn.
only did you do it, Dad, but let me tell you about the times you did.
Yeah. 100%. There's no getting away with anything.
Yeah,
anymore.
I know.
Not with our kids, at least.
Right.
You know, they're going to know everything.
Yeah. So since then, I've had 2 children.
2.
I have my daughter is just over 3 years old, and I have a son now who is 10 and a half months old.
Man, you are in it.
I'm in it.
You're in it, dude.
Yeah.
All right, did you sleep train or any of that stuff?
Yeah, they're really good sleepers. I'm
Yeah.
lucky with that. I mean, she's had her regressions that you expect and stuff. And more recently, she has moved from her crib to like a mattress. Like a twin mattress, like all these little things, like all the like when like something goes away, like when she stopped formula, I'm like, all right, that's a sign of moving on. And you know when this happened, when that happened, and we pulled away the crib, I'm like, oh God, you know, like because you want to freeze them. You know, I don't want them to get old. I mean, like, I want them to depend on me. I want to be their old universe. I want to be their, So she got this twin bed, and we did this thing where like my wife got like a gate, like a wooden thing that goes around the twin bed. So the twin bed's on the floor, and it has a door with clasps that open and close.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can walk
she
in.
can grow with it, But no, we didn't show her that because we didn't want her to be escaping in the middle of the night, And she wasn't big enough to get over it, But just recently, she has now like. In the last few months, like she knows that it's a door and she opens it. So a couple of weeks ago, it started with like her waking up in the middle of the night and having the autonomy to get out of it. So she's not sure. Like I have this little thing, it's called like a hatch light or whatever. So it does different colors, different sounds. It like we used to put it to bed to white noise, but we tell her in the morning when you see the green light and you hear birds chirping, that's when you can get out of bed, So she knows. So she'll sometimes wake up early, but know that didn't happen. So just stay in bed until we do that and I go up and get her. But now she's been like disregarding that and just like getting up like 2 a.m, opening her gate, turning on the lights and just starting to play.
No.
Yeah. And so like I have to go upstairs and be like, babe, it's still dark out. We're all sleeping. You got to get back in bed. She's like, all right. And then she get back in bed. And then sure enough, like 20 minutes later, just because I have a little monitor and I see it go from like night vision to like full color.
She's flipping lights on.
She's flipping on lights. And she has this little like her own little chair in her room and everything. It's just so funny. Like I'll open the door and it's like 4 a.m. and she just lights
Archie
are on,
Bunker
sitting
over
in
there,
her chair, she's thumbing through a book. Yeah. And I'm like, babe, I just told you 20 minutes ago. Like, I promise you, like, I'll get you when it's time to get up, but you gotta, So we're going through that a little bit now.
It's hard for me because I remember times like that where instead of wanting to discipline, I'm also like, oh my God, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Like this little tiny person in there has got their own computer in there, and they thought I'll never forget so I had a little single dad pad, and we had a little living room here, and then the hallway went here to the 2 bedrooms, and there was just a little doorway. A door that would shut between the living room and the hallway bedroom.
I know.
So I would shut that door, and one night I go to open it. It's like 1 a.m. She's already asleep. And I go, and she's standing there in the hallway. And it scared the shit out of me. She was right to and it was the first time. I've been wondering when she was going to get up out of bed. And that was it. And she just standing there with her little pacifier looking at me. And it scared the shit out of me. And I go, you got out of bed? And she's like, mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, here we go. Like someone's thinking and starting to do shit for themselves now. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Well, sometimes my wife, like, on nights where like for example, like tonight I'm taking a red eye home. I'll get home like, well, if I like my wife will let me sleep in a little because of whatever, like I come, she'll get her. And cause she's now, cause I thought when we had one was kind of tough, but now I realize it was like part-time work, because like we could switch on and off, this and that. Now, with the 2, the way I like to say, my friend told me this, I thought it was so funny. We switched from zone to man coverage.
100%, bro. Yeah.
So I there's no rest. Like I'm on them. So since he's been born, she takes care of him in the morning, and I take care of her in the morning. So whereas she used to get her, and I used to get up just shortly after that, but I have that little buffer. Now I'm up when she gets up, right? Because it's like she gets up an hour earlier than normal. I'm up and out, you know. So,
And are they totally different human beings? Like,
he's a little too young yet to.
I guess let me ask this though.
Yeah.
You know, when you finally got it all ironed out with your kid, you're humming. Now we're like, "Pfft, I know how to swaddle. She likes this. She likes this. She likes this. So you assume that we're going to apply that to this one.
Yeah.
Did it? Or were they totally different? Like this one likes to be swaddled. This one wanted a pacifier. This one didn't. You know.
Yeah. So they're the same in their demeanor. They're like chill. They're not difficult kids. They're like, you know, they're sweet and they like to laugh and stuff. But as far as those semantics, yeah, like we did everything by the letter with her, and then with him. My wife wanted to try different things. Like maybe he doesn't need to be swaddled. Maybe he doesn't need a pacifier. I don't want him to depend on it because we just got her off the pacifier like in the last like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had to do it's for people who don't have kids. It's a whole thing. You know, like that's a security thing to
I got
them.
lucky
You have to
with
like
that one.
yeah, you got you. It was
Well, we
an
went
easy
to the
transition.
dentist and they told her, you're pushing your teeth out.
Yeah.
So I showed her The Simpsons. This is what your teeth are going to look like. And she's like, what? I guess that's what they're doing.
We did it with the dentist too, you know, and we did this whole
So
thing.
I went home and I'm a single dad. So I have split custody. It's my weekend. The weekend we're going to fucking get rid of the pacifier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it. And I said, we're doing it. We're doing it. So what I did that night was I let her stay up late. I just let her stay up late until she fell fucking asleep.
Right.
And then I put her in the bed. Done. One night. Done.
You're
I
lucky,
couldn't believe
yeah.
it. This child was such a pacifier kid that we learned too that I would put like 6 of them in her crib.
Yeah, me too.
Because, you know, they spit them out in the middle of the
Yeah,
night and then you want to
yeah,
I had them everywhere in there. There wasn't a spot.
like a boxer looking for their mouthpiece.
100%, yeah. Tyson looking for that after he got knocked out, bro. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, she could have touched one with her foot. They were everywhere in that fucking crib. I'm telling you right now, if you're a new parent, put them all
put one in
there.
every corner.
Hell yeah.
You know?
I had so many of them in that damn crib. I'm like, you ain't going to, don't worry, you're going to find one. You can hold on to one and put one in your mouth too. Yeah, but I couldn't believe it was a one night and done.
Good for
I was
you.
very lucky.
Yeah,
on that.
ours was pretty. She did really well with it too. We just transitioned out of diapers too, so we're going through all that. But what was I getting at with the kids? Oh yeah, so with him we didn't do the pass. We only do it if he's really having a tough time, so he doesn't look for it. So that's good. But I ADHD'd myself. I
interrupted you. You were talking about your wife wanted to do different things with your son, like not the pacifier.
Yeah. But with the man to yes, I was talking about
Man-to-man
her
coverage
with her
and
getting
zone
up and
coverage.
stuff.
And how hard it is now. It's not. It's you say you feel like.
So sometimes she'll get her up if she lets me sleep a little, and so she'll come down to the bed. And like sometimes it's like the cutest thing. Like she'll just touch my face softly, and I'll like open my eyes, or like she'll get in the bed and like just like lay next to me, and then I see her and I just open my eyes. Sometimes though. Literally just an open hand slap.
Oh yeah.
Just an open hand slap right across like what? Like as I'm sleeping and I'm just like, ah, and she's like, Dad. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like that, they got some torque behind it.
Bro,
it
there's
hurts.
power.
It doesn't matter.
No, and they're fast with those weird little legs. They're not supposed to be able to run that fast. But like you put them down, you look back, and then they're all the way across the room. Like, no, man,
Dude,
it doesn't.
Like this. We went on a family vacation to Florida, and we had a yard with my family, and there was a pool, so I had to keep an eye on her, you know. And dude, she cuts quick. She's good with the
That
juke.
lateral movement, bro.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we're tearing our ACL.
Yes. And she took off, and I went to run after her, and I'm like. I almost like you know, obviously if it was a race of any length, I'd demolish her. You know, like she has no chance against me. But in quick cuts in small areas, dude, she was
First
besting
5
me.
yards.
Yeah,
she's
got me because I need a little time to take off. But she's like a Tesla. She goes from 0 to 60 like 1 second. And before I knew it, she was putting space in between us.
Yeah, bro.
And then I'm like, go, whoa. And then once I say stop, she doesn't want to stop. And I was like, all right, I need to. Do you know what she did to me, dude? She's very smart and she's starting to read now. She's unbelievable. She's like the funniest. It's like my kids are the funniest people. No one makes me laugh.
No doubt. Yep.
But this son of a gun, she's now swimming happened fast too. She doesn't swim without swimmies, but it went from me holding her, and in one instant it was like she put on the swimmies. Now she's jumping in and all that stuff. So we're out of the pool. Everybody went somewhere. So it's like, because I was there at my in-law, like everybody was there. We had a whole big thing. And it was just me and her for some reason. Like, and so we're sitting at the pool. I'm talking to her. We're eating lunch. And she stands up and she starts to walk toward the pool. And she knows she can't go near the pool without swimming. She knows all this. But she, they test. So she goes and she walks up to the pool, the edge of the pool. And you're her, I'm me. This is how close we are. Because as soon as she stood up, I stood up. And I walk with her, and I don't want to like overdo it, like I wanted to be able to know, like I'm right there. I believe me, I told her everything under the sun. Like, Dad has to be here. You can't jump in unless I'm in. All that. And she knows. She goes up to the edge, and I stand up, and I don't say that. And I walk about 2 feet behind her, and she turns around and looks at me like that, and I go, "All right, you got to step back from the thing or whatever." And she just looks at me, turns around, and jumps in. No swimmies on. No, and I literally,
that's the first middle finger
I saw
to
her
dad,
going,
yeah.
And I was like, I was in the air. I jumped so fast because it was like 5 feet. Like she went straight down. I jumped in so quickly that I pulled her back up before there was any panic set in. Because when she jumps in when I'm swimming, she goes under and comes back up. So it was the same sensation. So she didn't, but part of me was like, I lifted her up, and the feeling I had, dude, twice on that trip was the scariest I've ever been with her. I like held her up, and like I didn't want to like. I was like, I have to drill this into her. So I got out of the pool, I put her down, and I got right in her face. I'm like, look at me. I was like, you cannot do it. You also like, it's just like real, this real sensitive thing, because you can't really go so hard because they're not that layered in their thinking yet, and like you don't want to accidentally encourage them to try it again. It's like, but I got I looked her right in the face. I've never raised my voice at all ever in my life, but I'm just like, it was like slightly raised. I'm like, look at me. You cannot jump in unless I'm in there. You can hurt yourself. She doesn't know the concept of anything. I'm like, and she was, so the rest of that trip, she'd walk up to me like, I can't jump in there. I can't, this is very dangerous. I will get hurt. I'm like, thank you, But you ever have this with?
But wait, let me ask you this though. As a dad, are you also stoked that she looked back at you and was like, I'm fucking
she's a son
of
what
I mean?
Dude, she's
good for her though. Because, it is partly they need to learn about fear a little bit too. So when I moved into this building, we had a pool in there and they didn't have a fence around it. And the lady's like, you're the only person with a baby. It's an older building. She's like, it's gated access front and back, so the pool's protected, but within the building, it's not.
Yeah.
And I said, well, then fuck it. I'm putting my kid in swimming lessons. So we went and got swimming lessons right away. I just made a rule that she wasn't allowed to wear swimmies. I was like, I don't want you wearing them because I don't want you to use those as a crutch, like a pacifier. And we got to get rid of those. Right. So then during the pandemic, our building was a privately owned building. The lady let the pool stay open. A lot of the bigger buildings closed their pools.
Wow.
And I told my daughter every day, when you get done, this pandemic's over, you're going to be swimming like a fish. And she crushes it. Awesome. I was like, every day we're going down. Every day.
Yeah.
So it's
we did the lessons
terrifying,
with the swimmies, but
then you learn about dry drowning. I'm like, what's that?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know about that one?
Here we go.
Sorry, bro.
Here we go. I could drown dry. We can don't do it to me, man.
So you know how kids get they slurp a lot of water sometimes.
Yeah.
So if a lot of that happens later in the night, they can have the water in their lungs and drown, and it's called dry drowning. And I had never even heard of it. Sorry, dude.
Come on,
sorry,
man.
dude. That's what I'm paying every time.
Because sometimes she's
how much water you swallowing?
Yeah. Sometimes she's just like, I see a dip in like it's a beverage. I'm like, you can't. It's chemicals. She goes,
I didn't know about it. I'm saying the same thing. It's going to burn your lungs up.
Yeah. She'll go like, I go, babe. And she's like, all right, chemicals. I'm like, yes, chemicals.
The other thing too, when she and her friend my buddy's daughter, best friends, they were about the same age. They'd swim together, and every time they would come up out of the water to show you like they're swimming out, they would spit water. And I go, please, right in my face every time. Like, could you please stop? Everything else is great. You guys are the best.
The biggest. I'm wondering if you've had this scare. This is my first time with this scare. I'm sure I'll have another like this, but it was my first and only so far. Same exact trip. We got one of those big 3-row SUVs. We got 2 of those because we got all family, right? We're going to leave the house. The SUVs are parked in the driveway in front of this house, okay? So we're loading the car up. I'm loading up the strollers, this, that. The doors are open to the car, and we're all getting in, and she's right there. We're all right there, right? I put in the stroller. I put this in. I turn around. She's not there, right? So I look left. I look right. I don't see her, and I call her name, and then my wife's right there. She goes, "What?" I go, I thought she was right here. She calls her name. Everyone starts calling her name. There's like 10 of us. 10 of us are there. No one knows where she is. My first instinct, she went into the street.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this all happened within 3 seconds, right? I'm yelling her name. I run out into the street, and I look up and down the street. I don't see her. A car had passed. I'm like,
she's kidnapped.
Yeah. Now she's kidnapped. You know what I mean? It's I'm beautiful minding all the scenarios right now. And then I run right for about 20, 30 feet, looking in people's driveways. I run left 20, 30 feet, look up, and now I'm screaming her name. Everyone's screaming her name. And I'm thinking, if she walked back into the house, the pool's in the yard. I start chugging toward the house, getting the yard. Now I'm running toward the pool. My heart is, I'm having a heart attack. And I'm ready to just dive right in the pool. And I get up to the pool and I look and she's not in the pool. I'm like, that was a relief. But then where is this child? Now everyone's running through the house and everyone's running.
And she was literally right here in the stroller behind you.
I could have touched her with my hand. I put the two things in the thing. I turned back around. It was less than 10 seconds total. Less than 10 seconds. But also she was amongst all of us.
Right.
So, right. And no one knows where she is. And the feeling that you have in this moment is the most palpable, vulnerable. It's the most scared I've been in my entire life. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being in your late 40s and feeling that feeling. Like I've never been that scared in my life. I've never felt that in my life. The panic, I almost couldn't breathe. Like the adrenaline surge. I was hyperventilating just from running, and now we're screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, call 911, right? And then someone in my family, I don't know if it was my father, just goes, "Oh, here she is." She just got in the car.
She was in the car.
She got in the SUV and went and sat in the back seat. And she did not respond to us when 10 adults were running in every single direction, screaming her name at the top of our lungs. She just was sitting in the back seat and she didn't say anything. And as soon as they found her, I took a knee, man. I took a knee. I literally went down on a knee and I literally started almost I was crying almost. Cause you can't to hit that, where I hit inside that panic and that fear. And then to thank God, it just was so overwhelming. And I had pains in my stomach. My whole stomach was in knots. And it took an hour for me to regulate again. I was so deregulated. And oh my God, dude. I never, you ever see those leashes?
Yeah.
I was I never wanted to get a leash before, but I was I'm going to get a leash in every color.
They look better now.
They'll match your outfit.
They're monkey tails.
Yeah. I'm putting you on a bungee cord, player. If you go more than 15 feet, you're going to snap right back to me. I'm not even going to pull it.
Dude.
You must have had this because it's law of averages, right? You had this?
Not only did I have it, I'm proud of you for taking only an hour. I had to go to therapy.
It's why you started this podcast.
My daughter was probably 3 at the time. And I was meeting her mom. I know exactly the day it was. The Chargers, the Ravens were playing the Chargers out here. Few years back when the Chargers were playing at the
What's
Home
up with
Depot
your boys,
Center.
man? Come on. They're an exciting team to watch. And I've been like, oh man, they got to get their act together. And I'm a Steelers fan. So
bro, the Ravens are not the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, everyone's on their whole payroll.
Even before that.
Yeah.
No excuse.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay.
I know you're a big fan.
But we're going to that game that night. Her brother and I are going to that game. And we're parked on the side of the road. And I'm, giving my daughter to her mom. I just had lunch with her brother and her. And it's right off of Wilshire, busy street. And my daughter goes to run to see her mom. And instead of going on the passenger side, she cuts between the cars and starts to go across the street. And I freaked out.
Yeah.
I screamed, Stella, like a guttural.
Yeah.
To this day, I couldn't replicate it.
Yeah.
It was oh my fucking God.
Yes.
And then snatched her at the last second. Her mom grabbed her. And this car was, it like flying.
Yeah.
And I lost my shit. And then I just hugged her and I was crying. I was hyperventilating. I was like, oh my fucking God. And when we left, Sal, I couldn't stop imagining what didn't happen. Being hit by this car and the way it would have gone.
Yes.
And the brutal death this child would have had in my hands. And
And
what a horrible
you
parent.
feel
and,
it. Oh, so you feel it inside that moment. That's something I work on too, because I put myself in these positions, and we've talked about this in the past, and I am feeling that I feel that grief in my thoughts. I feel that actual grief as if it's happened.
As if it's happened.
And like you
That's
don't want that.
was.
You want to save that for when it happens, because that is some heavy ass grief.
Yeah.
And I'm working on trying not to have that touch point to that grief now. Like, you know what I mean? But I
Have you
get
done
into these things
EMDR
and
therapy?
We talked about it last time.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
I immediately, and I don't know why these two things were the things that popped up for me, but
Yeah.
I always have been a chill person. But what I realized is my anxiety's just been chilling in a fucking hammock, waiting for its number to be called. Oh, it's in our late 40s?
Yeah.
Here we go, bro.
Yeah.
Here we go. And like you said, imagine being in your late. I immediately became terrified of heights.
Yeah.
I couldn't fly. I couldn't fly anymore. Turbulence. I would be the guy on your flight. I've been flying. I love to fly. I would be terrified to take off. And then I talked to Dr. Drew and he's like, you got to go do this. And then I did the EMDR and realized where these fears are coming from and why. And I can now think about them and regulate them. And the main point she made is you keep saying it over and over. I couldn't stop thinking about what didn't happen. She's like, we got to control your mind and not future trip on that shit. And let's focus on, you know, what did happen. Everyone's safe. Everyone's fine. And now we learned a valuable lesson. I'm like, all right. And I'm monkey tapping on planes and shit.
Yeah.
People are looking at me like,
trying to separate.
doing everything I can. You know? This episode of The HoneyDew is brought to you by Booking.com. If you're looking to grow your vacation rental business, this is the place to be. Booking.com is one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world, and for good reason. Since 2010, they've helped over 1.8 billion vacation rental guests find places to stay. That's a billion with a B. But here's the thing. Most vacation rental hosts don't even realize they can list their properties on Booking.com. And if you're not on the platform, your rental is basically invisible to millions of Booking.com travelers worldwide. After all, they can't book what they can't see, right? But once you start listing on Booking.com, your property gets seen by a massive global audience of unique travelers. That means more visibility, more bookings, and more opportunity to accelerate the growth of your rental business. And it couldn't be any easier. You can register your property in as little as 15 minutes, and nearly half of hosts get their first booking within a week. So, if your vacation rental isn't listed on Booking.com, it could be invisible to millions of travelers searching the platform. Don't miss out on consistent bookings and global reach. Head over to Booking.com and start your listing today. Get seen, get booked on Booking.com. The holidays sneak up fast, but it's not too early to get your shopping done and actually have fun with it. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful, with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you're not going to find anywhere else. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. so you can shop while supporting artists and small independent businesses at the same time. They have something for everyone, from moms and dads to kids, teens, book lovers, pets, history buffs, diehard football fans, avid gunners. You're going to find thousands of new gift ideas that you're not going to find anywhere else. I spent like an hour digging through. They have great stuff. I got my daughter an advent calendar, and there's a lot of stuff I'm hitting her on there for Christmas that I'm going to get her. That's really cool stuff. All right. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/honeydew. That's uncommongoods.com/honeydew for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door, and they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code HoneyDew. Forget the one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for creativity, PMS support to ease cramps, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. And best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code HoneyDew. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code HoneyDew when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Now, let's get back to the do.
Yeah. I gotta go back because that did help me with something, and that'll I haven't done it with like in recent times. And it was effective, and but yeah, that's what I do too. And it's like because some part of you like this part of me that does feels like I don't want to be blindsided or something like that. And so I don't know if it's like thinking that I'm mentally preparing or something. Not when you're thinking of something like an accident like that. That I go there too, and not just like you better shake out of this, but just natural things like losing people. Like we talked about this last time. It's like I don't know if it's just like. I'm bracing, you begin to brace for something and because you just never know when it can happen. And so it's like,
I'm trying to shift my mental focus to bracing that I'm going to go before you go.
Right.
Regardless of the age.
Right.
If that's tomorrow, I'd rather that than you go before me.
Right.
Fuck that.
Oh yeah. And that's actually the biggest thing.
Did that shift for you?
Oh yeah.
It did.
Oh yeah.
Because you were always worried about other people's deaths. Now you're worried about yours.
Well, Well, no, I was always worried about loved ones, especially parents. The kids is a whole nother level. I can't even kids and wife. I can't.
Don't put your head there. Yeah.
But before we even get into this, let me say this. Last time I was on this, I remember first of all, this is a wonderful podcast, and it's not like any other podcast.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah. And I remember being like, is this going to be entertaining to people? Because it was so I felt sad. Like at times I was like, and I just didn't, we're comics and stuff, but like I went back after we did this and I read the comments on our episode, which I don't do. And I've never seen comments like that before. And I was blown away by the comments of this first time we met.
I remember.
And your audience and your viewers and how they received it, what they shared, what they said it felt like, and how much they appreciated it. And I was blown away. I've never in a time when you do a podcast and half of the comments, no matter what, are just going to be trolls and haters and the opposite of what you've cultivated here. And I read that and I was like, it was powerful. So I just want to commend you on what this podcast and the type of people that you've brought to this podcast, and your fans and listeners are a really special group.
Thank you, man. Yeah. You have no idea how much that means to me, man. Yeah. I am very proud of this group of people right here. And our numbers, we may not be up there with the mega podcast and everything, but what I will say is people like you say this to me all the time.
Yeah.
Your fans, Josh Wolf just had a really deep one about his son dealing with addiction. And he said, I can't tell you how many comments I'm getting left and right. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you.
Yeah. It restores some faith, man.
Man, I'm trying to do something different over here. I mean, we could pull our dicks out and do everything else all the time, but no.
People will cry for that too if I did that.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to go ahead and make this a clip. Clip that first. We're clipping that. Let me ask you this though, as a dad, what's been the hardest thing for you? What's been the hardest thing?
So on the way here, right? So I remember last time. So on the way here, I'm in the car and I'm like, oh, I want to make sure like I remember what we talked about last time. So this time, and I knew that we didn't speak about my kids, and I have that to talk about now. So first though, I got out of the shower. I put on my eye cream. I have a facial routine, right? I got to you got to take care of your face. So what I did was I flew too close to the sun. I got some cream up in my balls here, right? And that happens every every week or two. Like I'll go, I just do that, and then now all of a sudden, like my eyes, they start like the whole day. Like I'm always doing this the whole day because it's in there, and it's like. It's just annoying. That happened today. And I'm like, I'm on my way to the HoneyDew and I already got the eye irritation going.
Permanent crying.
So then I'm in the car. I'm driving, my buddy Josh is driving, and it was too little time for me to like listen to the episode. So I'm reading the comments because that was a lot of them reference what things we talk about. And I was like, and as I'm reading the comments, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional from the things I talked about, how wonderful these people are, all the things they're saying, and the things that they're sharing, they're going through. I'm reading the comments. Now I start crying in the car. I literally have tears coming down my cheeks in the car. I'm like, motherfucker.
I love you.
Like I already know I'm probably gonna end up crying here. I got the lotion in my eyes. Now I'm crying anyway on top of it. In the car, I'm using a tissue. I don't want to go there with puffy red eyes. So that's already that. Now I'll tell you right now, we start talking about my kids, I get emotional. So I'm just putting that out there right now. But so the kids is, the best thing that's ever happened to me, hands down.
Did you always want to be a dad?
Always.
Okay, so you were trying for your first one and stuff. It's not something that married people happen.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to be 49 in November, and the first thing that happened when I had my daughter was like regret that I didn't do it sooner.
So wait, you're 45, 46 when you're a new dad?
Yeah.
I'm saying when you first had your first kid?
I was 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was 41, and I mean, look, your regret's probably different than mine. My regret was, if we were just going to be together for a year and you decide you don't want to actually do this, I could have done this shit in my 20s. You know what I mean? I could have done this shit in my 20s. Right. But my knees were still good, which I wanted to go back to real quick. When you're an older parent and those kids dart like that, you can't, like, I've realized I need to stay in shape. You can't go from a cold position to an immediate sprint in your 40s. You can't.
You literally can't.
You can't.
And it's
literally can't. You'll tear something. You'll run the jag. Oh, there goes my ACL. I'm down.
It is.
Bro.
It's eye-opening, dude. It's eye-opening.
You can't be like a dad in their 20s. They're fucking sprinting over there, cutting. Yeah.
You start to realize that you have limitations.
Yep.
Just that you have them.
When's the last time you intentionally ran full speed?
Bro,
I can't remember.
Bro, I cannot remember.
It would definitely be a competitive sport.
This just happened again. And I'll tell you, this happened to me about a month ago. 3 days later, I started with a personal trainer. We went to soccer, and we pulled up to go to soccer, and my son needed a diaper change. So my wife opens the back cab of the SUV, and she's doing that, and I'm with my daughter. My daughter, we're on a residential block. She starts walking down the sidewalk a little bit. Again, I don't want to be a helicopter. Mm-hmm. She's right there, So she starts walking, and she's like 5-10 feet away. No big deal. She knows not to go in the street or whatever, and then she just decides she's going to take off full speed.
Running.
She just starts going. She got a little further than I like walking. I go, hey, come on back. And then she looked at me and she kept walking. I said, come on back. And then she went she just went from a zero position to a full
toddler sprint.
Now, all it takes is we're on a sidewalk. She just goes into the street. Mm-hmm. That's it, like you just said.
Bro.
I dropped everything I had and started to run full speed. You know what my legs felt like? where your legs meet your hips up there, it felt like they were going to just fling off. Do you notice? You know those toys when we were little, where you push the bottom and they're on strings and they come back up like this, and like it's like a donkey or whatever, and then the legs just go like that again. Dude, my legs, I felt like that thing. I was like,
yeah, you can't. You cannot just drop everything and haul ass anymore.
And when your brain is telling you that you're running as fast as you can, I know what that is from 40 years of life, and I wasn't doing that speed. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm running as fast as possible, and dude, I was hobbling to her, and then I finally caught her. Like, and you know, again, I'm running in my head full speed. She's running full speed, and I'm really not gaining that
I'm not making up any ground,
and then now I start panicking. I'm like, yo.
Also, I don't have the stamina to keep this up either.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Dude, my pants were falling off. Like, I was like, you know, and I couldn't believe it, dude. I almost pulled. I thought I pulled everything. Right? And 3 days later,
shit here's hurt. Shit over here I've never felt hurt. And I'm like,
I had to carry her into the park to the field, which is like another 2/10 of a mile. And I'm like, so I started 3 days later with the personal trainer. I said, this is the end.
Why are you here? I can't catch my kids.
I'm putting this to bed. Yeah. I need the strength to, dude. I can't make a move without some kind of guttural sound coming out of me. Like, because I'm on the floor a lot. You know? My son just learned how to
tummy time
crawl.
and shit down there, bro.
Tummy time, this, that, the other. I'm always down there with him. But I have to allow, you know what I have to do now too? You got to do this. To get up, I always push off a knee that's planted down. I have to use this to get, just to make sure. But if I'm getting up, I'm like, ugh. And I don't even think about it. And then I realized if I just had a recorder going all day and I was home alone and I played it back, all you'd hear all day is like, ugh, it's just me walking around making fucking noise. I'm like, what has become of this man? So the only time I can do the training now is before they get up. So I'm getting up at 6 a.m. like I'm on a cross country sports team now. And I'm going down there, and I said to the guy, look, man, I'm weak. I have no stamina. I said, I need to build up my strength. I need to be healthy. I'm playing. I got to play a longevity game here. That's it. So, I did a full blood panel. I'm on supplements now. I'm like really trying to fine tune this thing. You're an inspiration right here.
Dude,
I'm looking. We pulled up today. I said, oh my God, you look amazing. It's inspiring, bro.
I hit that 189.9, bro. I see a 1.8 on the scale. Well, here's the other thing I did for my health too. I went and so my younger brother, he's not so young anymore. He's about to be 48, 49. He just had open heart surgery.
Oh my goodness.
Old school. They couldn't go in. They were like, unfortunately, 2 of your arteries are completely clogged and your other one is 70% clogged. And he's like, what? And
he had no clue that was the case?
He said his cholesterol, everything was fine. The numbers on that thing was fine. I said, what was the indicator? What was it that he said? I was tired all the time. And I said, oh shit, I'm tired all the fucking time. But also we work all the time. And we have, so he's got 3 kids. So he went in, had to get it done. I go get, every 3 years, I get a CT scan on my heart.
I'm about to do all of this.
Okay. I go every 3 years and I had 0%. I was like, wow, I wouldn't have bet my life I had 0, all the family history and everything. But I've got the blood disease. My heart's good. My blood is not good.
Okay.
So he's got good blood, bad heart. So I went and had it's called a cardioangiogram.
I'm doing it.
That's where they shoot the dye in your heart. Just went and did that. I just went and had something called a Gallery test. You all should be listening. Galleri, the cancer one.
I'll show you my phone right now. I'm doing the Prenuvo scan.
Great. For cancer detectors.
Yeah.
Just did all that.
I'm doing the CT angiogram, the calcium score. I'm doing all of it.
And then I do a full blood and urine lipid panel. I do that every 2 months. And you get one through insurance, a physical a year, but I pay for a second one. And my doctor's always like, you're one of my best patients. I said, look, man, if I can buy weed, if I can go spend $100 on sushi, I can spend money coming in here and doing my own little blood panel and skipping a sushi meal or skipping some weed for my health. That's what other thing I want to tell you is this PT you're doing is great to get in shape for the this and the this. but the longevity that you're going to give your kids of, hey, my dad made it to be an old man. My dad died at 42. I always say I want to be something my dad never was, and that's an old man.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get there because I want my kids to have a dad that's there and they're older, you know?
Yeah, man.
Especially when they're parents. I wish I could talk to my dad about, you know, having kids.
Yeah.
Do you have your parents?
I do.
And do you talk to them about it? Are they great grandparents?
Yeah, they're great. Unfortunately, during COVID, they moved out of state, and my whole life they lived within 5 minutes of us. So that's been really tough on me. That's something I talk about in therapy because I don't know. I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up like, you know, maybe like not having them right there, or you know, when I'm so busy and with the kids and like 10 jobs, like sometimes it could take, you know, on the long side, like 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks to see them again. I'm always thinking, you know, when am I going to see them next? Try to put it in my book and like make the time. And so I have something on the books all the time, you know, during the holidays or like when it's like, for some reason, there's some free time. Maybe I'll see them every couple, 2, 3 weeks. But the average is probably like 5, 6 weeks, and it could get as bad as 7, 8 weeks. And it's like, this is insane because all I want to do is be around my family, you know, like, especially now, like I don't want to, at this rate, am I seeing them, you know, a dozen times a year? And when I go, luckily, so my entire family moved there. So my mom and dad, separate households, you know, and since I'm little, and then I have 3 sisters. And they're all separate houses. So there's 5 households. They all moved there, which is kind of cool because they all live within 5 minutes of each other now there. But
do they all have kids and stuff too?
It's 80 minutes from me with no traffic. So my one sister has 3 young kids and my other sisters have adult kids. But
did you grow up like that with cousins and stuff?
Yeah.
See, me too. I wish
it was the best thing ever. Cousins was like you have this. We talk about the Wayback and that, you know. And I told you I have a story in it. That's me and my cousins piling into that station wagon, going down to the Jersey Shore when we were younger, and you know, that was like, you know, the memories with my cousins and the holidays and stuff. That was the big thing. So she has some cousins on my wife's side, but all her, you know, cousins are there, so she doesn't get to see them that much either. So yeah, so that's kind of tough. But I
talking about just getting your health back in check, and so now it's like it's just weird for me, like, to see them. Like, I'm thinking, like, let's say, knock on wood, my dad, we're planning his 80th birthday right now in December. Let's say the guy lives 30 more years. You know what I mean? Please, you know, but if I'm seeing him at a rate of 12 times a year, you're telling me, you know, like that's not a lot. You know what I mean? Like, we used to be this thing where he used to, like, just anyone would be popping into anyone's house and that's how I grew up. So like that has been the hardest thing for me since in this time that they moved away. But the main thing on my mind right now, without a doubt, is to live as long as I possibly can to be here for the kids. I want to, you know, I see grandkids. I don't know if I'll even see that. You know, like, I didn't have a kid till 45. Right.
You know, so
when we're at graduation, people are going to be like, oh, you brought your grandfather? I already think about that. Like, fuck off.
If they don't have kids, let's say at 30, they don't have kids yet, which is very, very reasonable. And
I do this math.
30 years from now, I'm 78. Like, that's up there. You know, like, if you're not in good health,
and then if
that's
I am,
up there.
how many years am I getting with the grandkids?
How many years?
3 years where they don't even remember who I really am.
Yeah.
You know, I think about this all the time. I would have, excuse me, as a younger man, I would have never said, I hope my daughter has a kid young, but these days, I'm like, good, I'll help you with it. I'll help you with
Find
it.
Find a great guy, fall in love.
Early. Let me help raise that baby.
And even my kids, like, having the relationship with my parents as their grandparents that I had, because my grandparents had my parents young. So I was very, very lucky. I still have my grandma on my mom's side who's 93 or 96. We don't know. And then, you know, my grandpa lived to almost 96, and my other grandparents
so you've
lived
got
to
longevity in your family.
Mid 80s. My other one. So
are you just looking after your health now, not because it runs in your family, but because you just want to make sure? Does it help you mentally to know, you know, it helped me, like, okay, I
want to do everything. Someone
this cancer
freaked me
thing
out
for 3-5 years, but you got to, you know, keep going.
Well, I was just going to get some life insurance, and something freaked me out big time. They said that, like, these life insurance companies, they do the blood work, this, that, the other, and they can calculate when you're gonna with insane accuracy when you're gonna die. Like they know it. They do everything based on like the risk assessments, and their business is run off that accuracy, and they have just endless data. So like they can take your whole workup of your whole panel and look at your health and your weight and your age and your, you know, all your predispositions, what have you. And they'll know. And they said that it's like with insanely surprising accuracy.
Oh, man,
like
I
down,
wish I wouldn't.
Like down to the like the week or
It's
whatever.
going to be April 6th.
I know. And
That's
that
crazy,
freaked
dude.
me out to think that's written already. Now you can change it, I'm sure, with like, you know, because if you're not in the state you're in now,
you lose weight.
So
yes.
for me, that was like, oh, this is the only, I have to take control of that. You know, like I got to move that marker because I'm not in the best health. I always run, you know, overweight. You know, I'm always carrying extra weight on me, and I'm not on top of my blood work and all this other stuff. So that just made me open my eyes and be like, no way. So I immediately
dental. Make sure you take care of your teeth because that's heart shit too. You know what I mean?
Teeth is heart shit?
Teeth, bad gums and shit can really fuck your heart up. And
I didn't know
that. Yeah, take care of those teeth and gums.
One has to do with the other.
All of it. All of it's got to do with everything.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And the other thing too, I tell people is go. You know, we have a lot of people on this show that don't talk to their family anymore or are estranged for good reasons. Their parents, whatever, were shit. But those people, they're your genetic biomarkers.
Yeah.
So if you don't talk to them or whatever, then go find out what the fuck is going on in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your whole family might be predisposed to breast cancer or diabetes or whatever. And if you don't talk to them, you don't know what you could be looking at down the road. So figure out, get your tests, get everything figured out, find out your genetics, your biomarkers, all that stuff. And then, you know, because I have two brothers. We all have different makeup.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter just because he's got this. I have no. We're all different. My oldest brother, he doesn't have the blood disease or the bad heart. My younger brother's got the cholesterol, bad heart. I've got the bad blood. This motherfucker's off. Right. You know. So
yeah, man. So you know, the thing I think about with the kids too is like you know. Well, first of all, the kids is like, you know, you talk about having I was as scared as I ever was in that moment. I've never felt a feeling I felt like when I had the kids, right? I just didn't know that feeling.
Can I ask you what it was like driving your first child home from the hospital?
Yeah.
Do you remember that ride?
I do, yeah, of course.
I was terrified. I was slowing down at greens.
I was using hand signals.
Yeah,
I was dude,
that was the most terrifying ride I've ever taken with my daughter.
I swear to God, if I was at a light and I looked next to me and it was a literal white-haired old woman looking at me, I'm like, what the fuck she want?
Are you smoking?
Yeah, I'm like, stay away from my kids, old lady. Dude. Like I was just like you know, like the world, you know, you know. But you know, I imagine, like I said, this is what I tell to people because I look, if you don't want to be a parent, then that's your prerogative, and that's totally like that's what is good for you, and that's fine. I'm not trying to say like people who don't want to be parents, like, but like I didn't know my life started, you know, like with my kids. You know, you just don't know it. To have a feeling, a new feeling after 45 years. That I talked about this on another podcast, but all the depression and anxiety and stuff like that, you know, you start to feel like, you know, you can be happy and there are moments when you recognize that you should be happy. And you say, you tell yourself, I'm happy. This is a happy moment. Like this is good news, or this is you know, I'm in a position like this is a holiday, or I'm with someone I love, or I got, you know, good news. And you say, I'm happy. But like I noted that I wasn't happy the way I was prior in my life. Like I remember there was a happiness that like came out of me with like a pep in your step. Like you wake up ready for the day and like you just were in a great mood. And that great mood was way more common in my past than it is now. I think you just get the weight of the world on you. You get older, you get more tired. You start to shift focus because, you become more self-aware. You become more aware of the world. You have more responsibilities, and these things start to slowly weigh you down. And, your health gets a little worse, and then that plays into your mental and stuff like that. It's different when you're young, And I was missing that feeling of like not having to tell myself to be happy.
Yeah.
And you try everything.
Wait, let's talk. I that's a great, man, you're making me get in my world now. Yeah. I up until 16, after it all went to shit, I didn't have to ever tell myself I was happy. I just was.
Yeah.
I just was. Yeah. And then one day something happens and you have to remind yourself that, all right, yesterday I wasn't, but today I am.
Yeah.
Today's a good day. You talk about that being with your family. I try to step outside of things and be like, all right, today's exactly what's supposed to be happening. It's my daughter's birthday today.
Yeah.
Everybody's healthy. My daughter's a very picky eater, and it's difficult at times, and it's frustrating because she won't go to this restaurant or that restaurant, or it can't be mac and cheese. It's got to be Annie's white mac and cheese.
That's the best.
It is, but it's shit like that. I'm like, but could you just eat the mac and
right?
And my daughter's mom is frustrated with it, and then she's got a friend of hers who is terrified of being away from her parents, won't go to school, won't do anything. And I looked at her mom and I said, I'll take picky eater all fucking day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you want your kid to be perfect. They're not going to be.
Yeah.
But I'll take our problems. That's what what's the old saying? If everyone got in a circle and we all threw our problems in the middle and you looked around, you'd be like, I'm going to take my shit back.
Yeah, I never heard that.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
good.
I'm gonna
That's good. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's good. That's perspective.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you start really seeing like, oh, you're missing legs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and picky eater right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
And one thing I did early, and I'll get back to what I was just saying, but one thing I did, I recognized real early is that like, because it doesn't, everyone's like, you cherish it, it goes fast. And like, just like when you're going to have children, you know what you're supposed to feel, you hear what it is, and everyone explains it to you, you know what's coming. Like you understand the concept of this love they're talking about and the feeling and everything. So you understand, or you think you understand, but then when it happens, it's not describable. It's like, that's just the way you can tell somebody else, but like there really are no words for it.
No.
So, and with me and the way that I am with time and death and all that stuff, it's like I'm hyper focused. Like they're like in every minute I'm locked in with them. Like I do not sacrifice. Like everything else can fall by the wayside. Like I have the kids come first no matter what, and then not that that's how it should be.
That's
right.
right.
So,
that's right.
And so it's not. I'm not saying like whatever. Like this is, and it's all you want. It's not like you're doing anyone a favor. Like this is the new thing. Like they give you perspective. Like nothing else matters. And so I am locked into every second. I know that like in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 30 years, I will give any amount of money, any genie wish to be right back to where I was today with them. Even if on my deathbed, I could have one day back when they were 3 and just have that one normal day, just a day in the house with them. That's the treasured time. So like when they are having meltdowns or not behaving, or I have no sleep and it's the worst it could possibly be, like the parent moment where this one just shit on the floor and this one is screaming and don't care. Like I don't really get frazzled because I'm like, this is it. This is still the best of what this is.
It's the best it's going to ever
like,
get.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You're 3. You love me to pieces. You're having a tantrum. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Nothing matters. So like that from early on has really helped me with what we call, I'm in the trenches right now with this, but it's like you thrive and love every moment, not just some moments. And so like, I'm so aware of how lucky I am and how much I love them that like, there's not one moment that I'm not like grateful, even in the worst moments. So like for me, like, you have friends joke with you and be like, like, oh, like, if it doesn't suck or doesn't it, whatever. And I almost can't even joke. I'm like, it kind of doesn't suck.
It doesn't at all. It's what I wanted.
Yeah. Like this is it. Like I'm in it for all of this, like like we're in a hustle. Our jobs, you got to hustle, and you really got to want this job. You got to go through a lot of failure and a lot of shit before you can be successful, and then you have to maintain that. So we're already
and grow it
and everything.
if you're fortunate.
Yeah. So we know what this is. And it's like the same thing with kids. It's like that same piece of me that allowed me to have this career and do all the things I need to do to get where I am in this career is like with a dad, I thrive. Like I just want to be the best person, the best dad, like every second improving, everything, making all the right choices. Like I was already a person. I feel like I always try at least to be, genuine, have integrity and honest and all that stuff. And, with people and with my actions and decisions, like I always was that. We're always striving for that. And then you have the kids and you're like it's even more under a microscope. Like, and again, I've talked about this, but it's like the Super Bowl of integrity. You know what I mean? It's like, and I want to make every single decision, even like when I'm alone, like anything, any interaction I have with a person, any decision I make regarding anything, I run it through the filter of my children. And am I carrying myself in a way that is exemplary to them and is like, I want to just make them proud. You want to strive to make your parents proud. I want to, I want to make the kids proud. You know what I mean? I want them to only see what love is, what a loving family is, and it's wonderful. It's such good, it's food for the soul. They are, you know what I mean? It's like, and that's when it gets hard and when I'm tired and everything, I thrive because it's like you feel it. It's a visceral feeling, parenting and exhaustion and this kind of stuff. But it's like, this is like, I don't know. I just, it like empowers me to just be like, I like give it to me. I'll take it all.
Yeah, I'll give it all. To me.
Give it.
Yep. And I'm going to fucking make this work.
Yeah. You'll sacrifice every single thing. Throw it all at me because there's nothing you won't do for these kids. It's such a it's so hard, but it's such a liberating, beautiful thing.
And I say all the time, parenting's a long game too. You can start great for the first 10 years. You might be shit, never show up for the next 30. But you don't get that reward until sometimes a little earlier, but most of the time they become parents. And like we're saying, we're older.
Yeah.
And then they look back and go, how the fuck did you do it?
Yeah.
How were you at all my
Gives
practices?
me a new appreciation for my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just it's the biggest honor of a lifetime to raise a person.
If you're a good one, if you're a good parent. There's a lot of shitty ones out there. That's why I appreciate sitting across from you, seeing your passion for it because you really want it. We got to get you out of here, dude.
Oh, is it time?
It is.
Oh, I got more to talk about.
I can talk to you all day long.
Yeah.
I don't want to make you late.
Yeah. Just as the tears start to flow, you cut me up. I love it. This is what I don't have to be. No, it's good. I don't want to be a blubbering mess because I was getting there, man. I was getting
Sal,
there.
thank you so much, bro. This has been a great episode and a great conversation as always. Plug your dates again, please.
Thank you, bro. I miss you. I love you. I love doing this. Just salvulcanocomedy.com for my tour dates. I'm always adding some. So a lot of times, when we post, I'm going here. Everyone's like, why aren't you coming here? Like, they'll be added. Just check back. And big dates coming up. Chicago, November 14th at the Chicago Theater. Appleton the next day. Wisconsin. I got the Beacon Theater December 27th and the Ryman April 12th and so on and so forth. I got Manouche, which is a new talk show coming out late fall, early winter. I guess that my special Terrified's on HBO Max. Season 12 of Jokers on TBS.
Go see Sal live. Follow me on social media. You know where I'm at. And go watch my special. Go support it. Tell all your friends, your family. Watch it. We'll talk to y'all next week.